Hi there, Alistair.
Hi, Richard.
At our last meeting of Mahoe on Thursday, the 27th of March, you brought to us a paper, and I'll read the title of the paper and then get you please to introduce it, the author perhaps, and some of the main ideas. So the paper was The Making and Breaking of Jacinda Ardern's Labour Government 2017 to 2023 by Grant Duncan. Could you say a little bit about maybe why you chose it, the author, and just some of the main points,
Right.
please?
Well, first of all, I I subscribe to Grant Duncan's Politics Happens Substack.
Oh,
So for those who are interested uh, in that sort of thing,
mhm.
Grant's actually based at the Auckland University of Auckland, and is a visiting scholar at the City St George's University of London. So uh, that's he sort of got a rather global approach to politics,
Mm,
um, and I've been very interested in the whole dynamics around what happened to the Labour government and under Jacinda as we struggled through COVID,
mhm,
did remarkably well um, statistically, and then it all fell to pieces. And he's produced this paper.
mhm,
With a good deal of research, and the full paper itself on is available from Wiley Academic.
mhm.
Um, but there's now an abridged version of this paper on his Substack column.
Right.
Um, Perhaps if I he starts off with a background, how did Jacinda get to power and stuff. And I'm aware that there was something I saw. There's a seven-piece set of articles being done. I think it's on stuff,
All right.
and um, the first one is about how she came to be elected
Mhm,
um, Labour Party leader with some of her history.
mm,
Um, so he gives background. He talks about the economy of the country. He talks about COVID-19 and
mhm,
the various things that the government did to protect uh, the uh, the citizens,
mhm,
the structures, uh, and then the, as things um, went along. He talks about the misuse of the majority, unpopular constitutional changes that came up,
mhm,
uh, and talked of them, the way communication happened around them.
mm,
And there was the fact there was a dissonance between being kind and being in government, because governments actually have to take actions which
mm.
could be interpreted as not being kind.
Sure.
But kindness is much more of an individual, uh, that relational thing,
Mm,
and so that was part of it.
mm. Can I
And
ask you, Alistair, do you think it's a fair paper, a fair analysis?
I I I think so.
Right.
Um, he gives credit to where they made the right call. He point Yeah, I think some of it I would want to have a debate
Mm,
about the consequences, but it's quite clear that he's picked up on the fact that um, by the time we got to the 23 election, um, Labour were out of step with the general public,
Right.
and 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 um, and so that yeah, so I think he also recognises the power plays from Conservative and
Mm,
other players that that captured the narratives,
mm,
and he talks about the three waters as an example.
hmm.
Uh, uh, yes, uh,
So
um,
can I ask, Alistair, is it a paper you'd recommend to
it
people?
is. It is.
Having, obviously you
And
would because you brought it to
and
the group, but having
but
discussed it, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I think the Substack abridged version is much more accessible. He's Grant has got some uh, pretty weighty footnotes in this full one. It was actually made available for a short period of time in full,
Right.
but Wiley academic have um, turned that switch off. Um,
Oh,
I find it interesting, having read some of his analysis, that a couple of days ago, it might have been like just last week, Ashley Bloomfield
mhm,
um, said we didn't listen enough, and I've yeah, the fact that they're able to say see that.
mm.
Um, Yeah. So
Well,
I mean, it's not one that gets me excited, but it's a good in-depth thing, and with the footnotes,
mm,
um, you can then explore and go, yeah, he's got that right, or no, he hasn't got that right.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
And as I said, it's timely too, because it's 5 years since apparently the first lockdown started to take place. And so we've got a little bit more perhaps distance and there's not so much heat in
Mm,
the discussion sometimes,
mm,
and to have a look at
yeah.
that. Okay, Alistair, thank you very much.
That's
I
okay,
hope
Richard.
we can either post the article or post a link to it. We'll look at
Well,
the copyright.
I think yeah, I'll send you the Substack address,
Okay, that would be great.
so that people can see the abridged article, and then if they want to follow it through, it's got links to the full article, which by now you have to pay for.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for that, Alistair.